Okay, sure. You can sing all of this, Eliza. Good morning, everyone. Ooh. Would you please rise in body and or spirit? Join me in doing some singing to start our morning. And today, look at all this space up here. Look at this. Space for activities. Space for movement. Today is a moving day. Today is a dancing day. And right off the bat, I invite you to fill it up. You can stay where you are. You can come on up here. This space is all fair game. If there's music going on today, I encourage you to move with it. We're going to start off with some singing. Both of these songs are repeat after me songs, you could say, call and response. I'm going to sing a line and you just sing it right back to me. This first one's called Wake Up in the Community. Wake up in the community.
Wake up in the community.
Tell me, what do you see?
Tell me, what do you see?
Wake up in the community.
Wake up in the community.
Tell me, what do you see?
Tell me,
come on
what
down.
do you see?
I see love in the community.
I see love in the community.
If you ask me, that's what I see.
If you ask me, that's what I see.
I see love in the community.
I see love in the community.
If you ask me, that's what I see.
If you ask me, that's what I see.
Wake up in the community.
I see the community. I see dance.
It's okay, here we go. I see dance in the community.
I see dance in the community.
Dance in rhythm to set us free.
Dance in rhythm to set us free.
I see dance in the community.
I see dance in the community.
Dance in rhythm to set us free.
Dance in rhythm to set us free.
I hear songs in the community.
I hear songs in the community.
Melodies to bring unity.
Melodies to bring unity.
I hear songs in the community.
I hear songs in the community.
Melodies to bring unity.
Melodies to bring unity.
Hey ya ya, hey ya.
Hey ya, hey ya, ya.
Hey ya 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 ya.
Hey ya, 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 ya.
Hey ya 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 ya.
Hey ya, 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 ya.
Hey ya 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 ya.
Hey ya, 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 ya.
Wake up in the community.
Wake up in the community.
Tell me, what do you see?
Tell me, what do you see?
Wake up in the community.
Wake up in the community.
Tell me, what do you see?
Tell me, what do you see?
Woo. Yeah. Okay. We got one more for you. This is called In the Shelter. And again, I encourage you to sing with me. I encourage you to dance with me. This is all about just expressing today. Here we go. In the shelter.
In the shelter
of each other.
of each other.
In the shelter.
In the shelter
Of our lives.
of our lives.
We are open.
We are open.
We are dreaming.
We are dreaming.
We are hopeful.
We are hopeful.
We are wise.
We are wise.
In the shelter.
In the shelter
Of each other.
of each other.
In the shelter.
In the shelter
Of our lives.
of our lives.
We are open.
We are open.
We are dreaming.
We are dreaming.
We are hopeful.
We are hopeful.
We are wise.
We are wise.
One more time all the way through. In the shelter.
In the shelter
each other.
Of each other.
In the shelter.
In the shelter.
Of our lives.
Of our lives.
We are open.
We are open.
We are dreaming.
We are dreaming.
We are hopeful.
We are hopeful.
We are wise.
We are wise.
We are hopeful. We are hopeful.
We are hopeful.
We are wise.
We are wise.
Thanks for singing with me.
Good morning. My name is Kristen Atkinson, and I serve on the Board of Trustees here at First Unitarian. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whether you carry joy or sorrow in your heart, you are welcome here. All people of goodwill are warmly invited to join us on the great journey of the mind, the heart, and the spirit. If this is your first time with us today, please let the offering basket pass you by when it comes around. Your presence is gift enough. We hope you'll join us for coffee and conversation in the community room after service. We would love to get to know you and answer any questions you might have. On the first and third Sunday of the month, the offering at First Unitarian is donated to an organization from the Denver community, which has been chosen by the Giving and Action Committee. All cash and checks will be donated in full unless otherwise designated. We'll learn more about the organization chosen to share our financial resources later in today's service. Please remember to silence your cell phones and other electronic devices. And now we are going to hear a brief message about the auction from the cat.
Tonight at 5, auction donations must be in. A basket, a certificate, an event, all will win. A trip to the mountains, a cottage remote, sailing at Chatfield, if you have a boat, or maybe a sandwich and hike in the park, or care for a dog while someone's on a lark, a ride to the airport, a pickup at the train, a museuming all day somewhere, or burn some s'mores in a flame. It's endless, you see, all the things you can do. Just pick a few things when this service is through. The auction table staff can help your idea to arrive. Submit them today before it turns bong, 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 5.
At this time, please greet the people sitting around you.
You are welcome here. Particularly if this is your first or second time joining us, we are glad you are here. Please join me in singing our song of welcome. We are many, we are one. The light of the world is within you. Sacred and worthy is your soul. A place has been made for you. Good morning.
Let's try that again. Good morning, First Unitarian.
Morning.
So glad you are here with us today. Before we call us to worship, I want to share that we are so excited to welcome Jamie Stone to our sanctuary this Saturday April 13th at 7 p.m. as part of our Capitol Hill concerts. Jamie has been called the yo-yo ma of the banjo, and any preconceived notions that you may have about the banjo, he will break them, I promise. It's going to be a great show, and Kevin Matthews, our percussionist today, is part of that ensemble, along with Emmanuel Alexander and Greg Tanner Harris, who's a fabulous vibraphonist and pianist. So you can buy tickets after our service today or online at capitolhillconcerts.com. You just heard about the auction. I don't have to announce that. Also, today is an all-ages service, so there's no religious exploration programming downstairs. So today, it's my pleasure to welcome back to our sanctuary, Hannah Kinderlehrer. She's here to help lead our 12th annual dance service. And we hold this dance service each year to affirm, without hesitation, that dancing is for all bodies. To affirm that joyful and prayerful movement and dance is our birthright, a fundamentally human activity, regardless of our age, our limitations, our fears of seeming foolish, or of the messages we receive that dancing is only for some people. This morning, you are invited to move at any time in this open space and later on this stage or in your seat, or if you're joining us from home, we hope you will move there. The music, movement, and embodied prayer this morning are vehicles for us to explore together our interdependence, which is our theme for the month of April. Our call to worship was written by Michael DeVernon Boblet. So please join us in a responsive reading as part of our call to worship by speaking the words, "We are not alone." We'll begin together. We are not alone.
We are this flame, ancient as the stars, new as the vulnerable spark.
We are not alone. We are this chalice, rimmed by the spiral dance of searching.
We are not alone. We are the light soaring, the shadow deepening, the dance between them. We are not alone.
And I'm lost. We are the heirs.
Yes.
We are the heirs of the tribes and their fires, the healers and their circles. We are not alone.
We are here. We are here for ourselves. We are here for each other. And we
are not alone. Once again, welcome here this morning.
All right, the song that I'll be singing, that we're singing, Lacey and I are singing today, is an auction song. This was commissioned by Colleen Bryant. And so I'm fulfilling this song, singing for you and for her. I am certain we are ready, standing firm, feet planted steady. I know this world is heavy, arms loaded, drawn back, gaze steady. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of my visions I speak my tongue, learn to steer my pace, my run. Leave no trace, but the moments come, and we'll build our bridges for our daughters and our sons. Find your way, yeah, find your way. Whether you fumble or stand graceful, darling, find your way, find your way, yeah. and move your feet. Find your voice and find your beat. Walk the walk and don't retreat, and we will rise as one complete. When you rise, move your feet. Find your voice and find your beat. Walk the walk and don't retreat, and we will rise as one complete. As our right, we claim our truth. Lift them up and love our youth. Hold them up in mighty shoes and teach them strength and let them choose and find your way. Yeah, find your way. Whether you fumble or stand graceful, darling, find your way. Find your way. Whether you fumble or stand graceful, darling, find your way. Whether you fumble or stand graceful, darling, find your way. Whether you fumble or stand graceful, darling, find your way.
Good morning. I wrote this sort of quick 3-minute speech, and I've spent the last 2 minutes editing it because it's the children and stuff. So I think with the theme of interdependence, I think it's important to focus on just how interdependence we are in this community with the people in Palestine and the families in Gaza. So I think we don't need to look far to figure out that we are dealing with some very trying times. And in case you missed it, there is some bad stuff happening in Gaza. I've cut out most of the details, so I'll try and be brief. For those who don't know me, my name is Basil Sabah. My wife Ann and I have been coming to this amazing community for almost 20 years now. My father's family is Palestinian, and our family left Jaffa, a suburb of Tel Aviv, in 1948. The family moved to Lebanon and then Iraq, and now I'm here in the U.S. And the rest of the family is scattered actually throughout the world. In 1948, when the Israeli army began displacing Palestinians, you could decide, or randomly decide, whether you wanted to move east to Jordan, north to Lebanon, or south to Gaza. My family chose to go north, and from there moved to Iraq, and then eventually I made my way here. But it's really a stroke of luck where you chose to go. So a lot of the people you see in Gaza in the images today are displaced from other parts of Palestine. For those that are not sort of visually familiar with Gaza, it's equivalent, it's about 25 miles long. It would be about from I-70. If you overlaid it in Denver, it'd be from about I-70 to 6th Avenue. It would run from Golden to about Aurora. Inside Gaza, you have the density of New York City, basically. Over the last 6 months, the Israeli military has dropped the equivalent of about 4 Hiroshima bombs on this area. And I will spare you the rest of the details because you probably heard about them. Most of the population now is in southern Gaza, and it's really a city of children. A lot of times we talk about this war, it's war on Hamas, as they like to say, but really it's actually a war on people, and it's really specifically a war on women and children. There, as you've seen in the news, there's about 500,000 children now in the Rafah area, and hunger is becoming a major issue there. Basically, it's not new. That's a war that's been waged by Israel on Gaza for decades now, restricting the caloric intake. And today in northern Gaza, the number of calories actually that they are down to is about 250 calories per person, and you're starting to get starvation. So that's about equivalent of a candy bar in northern Gaza. So I just can't help imagine really what a mother scavenging for food to feed her children is going through, what the dad's going out the weight of a father searching for food, flour, because they've been surviving off mostly bread, which it's something, but it is not enough. So I think this is really a time where is the greatest amount of time. It's a huge need. It's to support organizations that can get food in there. There's a handful of them. One of them is the American Friends Service Committee. And there really has never been a greater need to actually support these organizations. It's fairly dire, but they can get food in there. And they do tremendous work, not only on the food part in Gaza, but also on pushing for peace, in trying to get a lot of politicians to actually call for a ceasefire, which almost seems like the absolute minimum you can do at this stage. But I will stop talking and let Gabriella take it from here and let you know more.
Thank you, Basil. Good morning, everyone. Many of you know the American Friends Service Committee because of our work here in Colorado and across the country on immigrant rights. And several of you are actually involved in our Coloradans for Immigrant Rights group. We partnered with First Unitarian to help set up the first sanctuary congregation in the state of Colorado. But we do other work too, and that's what I want to share with you about today is our work in Gaza. We're an organization that brings people together of all faiths to challenge injustice and build peace. And we've been present in the Middle East since 1948, once Palestinians were being pushed out by Israelis. And the United Nations asked us to come in to organize relief efforts for Palestinian refugees in Gaza. This built on the work that AFSC, our relief work to civilians living on all sides of both world wars. Since then, our programs have provided agricultural development, kindergartens, midwifery training, humanitarian aid, trauma healing, intercommunal exchanges for over 7 decades. But right now, our work is focused on humanitarian aid because of the genocide and war on the Palestinian people. We have staff and offices in Jerusalem, Gaza, and the West Bank and Jordan. And we're currently providing humanitarian relief in Gaza, building on the relationships that our local staff from the area have because it's so hard to bring in supplies. So I wanted to share with you, if you're able to give generously to AFSC today, this is the kind of work that your money will help support us do. Since October, we've been working with partners and have provided food to over 475,000 people, drinking water for nearly 64,000 people, hygiene kits for nearly 2,300 women and girls and 200 seniors. And as Basil referenced, children are so severely impacted by this. We've been providing recreational activities for almost 18,000 children in the camps. Our staff are serving hot meals from 3 open-air kitchens to displaced people living outside of shelters. We have also provided families with food, parcels, and fresh vegetables. And we have distributed hygiene kits, as I mentioned, with soap, toothbrushes, women's hygiene products, and other critical supplies. In the coming months, we plan to reach tens of thousands more people. Most of our food, aid, and supplies were procured in Gaza because that's the only way, because it's so hard to bring things in. But we are sending additional aid through Egypt into Gaza when Israeli authorities allow it. So far, we have procured 6 trucks containing food, medicine, as well as blankets, and winter clothes for families. More recently, we procured a 7th truck containing mattresses, sandals, and underwear to send through Jordan. We also, as was referenced, while providing the aid is super important, we've been doing work around the role of the United States in this current atrocity and stopping the funding of Israel and currently calling for a ceasefire. We've been doing that work since the 80s. And if you care to join us, we have weekly ceasefire action calls, action Zooms every Friday, where you get updates from our staff on the ground in Gaza, and then we work together to make calls to our congressional delegation to stop the funding and start a cease and call for an immediate ceasefire. So thank you for your support, and thank you for your partnership for many, many years with AFSC First Unitarian. Appreciate you all.
When I see myself in you, I center what is true. When I see myself in you, we help each other through. I see human community. I see common humanity. I see clear opportunity. I see our destiny rooted in our unity. Ooh, 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 ooh.
When I see myself in you, we walk a common path. When I see myself with you, we learn, we cry, we laugh.
When we take time for reflection, when we let go of perfection, when we reach out for connection, we see our destiny rooted in our unity. Ooh, 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 ooh,
When I see us all create the world we want to see, then I see us celebrate the world as it could be. Yeah. So let's create it,
so all may sleep.
let's create it,
So all may eat,
let's create it,
so all may breathe,
let's create it,
so all are free,
let's create it,
so all may grow,
let's create it,
so all will know,
let's create it,
so all can share,
let's create it,
hope everywhere,
let's create it,
so all may sleep,
let's create it,
so all may eat,
let's create it,
so all may breathe,
let's create it,
so all are free,
let's create it,
our destiny,
let's create it,
our destiny, our destiny, rooted in our unity. Ooh, 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 ooh.
These gifts, your gifts, freely given this morning are gratefully received. Thank you for your support of the American Friends Service Committee. Thank you. I want to let you know, if you don't know already, that the Whole Soul Studio this month is going to happen after service this morning, and we are in need, as a congregation, we are in need of a conversation about the future of family ministry here at First Unitarian. This is brought to a head by the resignation of our beloved Director of Religious Exploration. So you're all invited to be part of that conversation right here, 12 o'clock today. Please come. I want to give a brief shout out to all the peacemakers out there. And I, with nothing but admiration and respect for what was said just a short while ago about Gaza, it's complicated. And what is happening in Gaza right now is horrific and unconscionable. And, not but, and what happened on October 7th was horrific and unconscionable. And there are still hostages being held, and that is horrific and unconscionable. I want to just do a shout out to all the peacemakers out there, calling for a ceasefire, calling for a release of hostages, calling for a better way, calling on a common humanity, calling for a world that doesn't need terrorists, that doesn't need armies, that doesn't need global relief efforts. Thank you, peacemakers, for your heart, your work, your love. And may all those who are making decisions about war and peace, about bombs and about hostages and about terrorist attacks and violence on innocent people, may those who are making those decisions be opened by mercy, enlightened by compassion, be reborn into new ways of understanding the interdependence of every last soul on earth. I pray that it be so. At the request of our guest this morning, Hannah, I have a reading to offer. This was written by Rosemary Watola Tromer, who is a local poet here in Colorado. When we wake, all people are rivers. Though some are torrents and some mere trickles, though some break down obstacles and some slowly meander, we move from our beds through the banks of the world, our lives following the course of the day. Our streams merge with the streams of others. We are, every day, more each other and still somehow ourselves. If only we could trust the uniting currents as unthinkingly as the rivers follow gravity, always with the least amount of resistance. How long will we pretend we are separate? How long before we find ourselves joined in the communion of the sea? All our waters are one water, every waking an invitation.
Thanks. It's okay, I don't need that. Thanks. So, if you're like me right now, your heart is hurting for all sides, because maybe there's just one side, and maybe that one side is us. Maybe it's not us and them. Maybe it doesn't ever have to be us and them. Maybe it could just be us. Us. Thank you. And so that's sort of the essence of interdependence, is that I can't exist without you, you can't exist without me. Therefore, what you feel affects me, and what I feel affects you, and we're all in it together. So I'm going to lead us into a little embodied metta. Metta means loving kindness, and I believe it is Pali, loving kindness. And loving kindness is a way in which we experience breaking down that boundary between me and you and becoming us. And so metta means loving kindness. It's an expression, a visualization, an openness to feeling those feelings of loving kindness towards ourselves. And then the way we do it in Dharma practice and Buddhism practice is we first wish it for ourselves. Then we wish it for someone we love. And I'll guide you through this. You don't have to remember any of this. Then you think about someone you really care about, you really love, and you make the same wishes for them. And then you might think about maybe somebody in this congregation that you know of, but maybe you don't know them well. You don't know their hopes and fears and dreams and struggles, but you know them and you have some kindness in your heart to them. And then we open it to somebody we've never met that could be across the planet. And we just send it to them because we hold them as dearly in our hearts as we hold ourselves or the people we love, or certainly we can. And so first I'm going to ask you just to take a nice deep breath in through your nose and a big sigh out. Let's do one more like that. Big breath in, big sigh out. And now invitation, if it feels comfortable and safe for you in this moment, to close your eyes, to soften your mouth, to soften your belly, and to really feel your feet rooted on the earth, through the floor, through the foundation of the building we're in, down into terra firma. Feel those feet connecting with the earth. We start with ourselves. We start making this wish for ourselves. May I be safe. But what does safety really feel like in your body? What are the sensations that come with safety? Maybe it's a slower breath. Maybe you're leaning into your chair more, not holding yourself up so much. Maybe it's a little sway or rock side to side. May I be safe. And really picture yourself feeling wide open, so safe in yourself, so safe in your world. And then the next wish is, may I be happy. And so what is happiness for you? Maybe what environment are you in? Who are you with? How do you feel in your body? What are the smells or sights around you? What is real happiness for you in this moment? And really wish that for yourself. May I be happy. And may I be healthy. What do you feel like in your body when you're healthy? What kind of adventures or daily tasks are more accessible? How much energy do you have? Really making the sincere wish for yourself, may I be healthy. And finally, may I live with ease. So what happens in your body when you think about ease? What little muscle contractions soften? Do you lean in a little more to your chair? What places in the world bring you ease? Who are the people in your life with which you feel ease? And now think of someone you love, someone that is really important in your heart. Picture this person standing in front of you. May this person be safe. Or you might say to yourself, may you be safe to this person. And picture them relaxing. May you be happy. Imagine this person receiving exactly what they need in this moment to be happy. Whatever relief they would need to be happy. May you be healthy. Imagine this person in the peak of health with good energy, feeling well. And may you live with ease. Send this person ease, a cool breeze of relief in whatever form they most need it. And now imagining in front of you somebody else you know, maybe from this congregation, or maybe they're a colleague at work or a neighbor, someone you know but you don't know well, and say to them, may you be safe. And really feel how their safety could be just as important to you as your own. See their face and wish them, may you be happy, knowing that their happiness could be just as important as your own happiness or the happiness of someone you love with all your heart. May you be happy. And really see them being happy. What does that feel like to you when this person is full of joy, lit up? And now wish them, may you live with ease. Really see this person experiencing ease and feel how much ease that brings you, even though you don't know them that well. That ease flows between us. And now picture someone across the world. It could be a group of people. It could be a whole group of people somewhere around the world that really need some well-being. Sudan, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, Africa, so many places in our world where groups of people need our well wishes. So pick one that speaks to your heart in this moment. See people in this place and wish them, may you be safe. May you be safe, and really imagine them relaxing into safety. And what does that feel like for them to relax into safety? See their faces and wish them happiness. What would it be like to see this group of people full of joy, free of suffering? What kind of ease would there be there? What kind of expansion in their breath or their movements or their smiles? May you be healthy. Imagine them free from physical suffering. May you be healthy. May you have all the things you need to feel well and healthy. And finally, wishing this entire group, may you live with ease. May you be free of the weight of whatever burden you are under in this moment, and may you live with ease. Now we close this practice with a silent wish that the energy and the practice that we're sending out today is of actual, literal benefit to all beings everywhere. So thank you for practicing with me.
Would you please rise in body and or spirit and join me in singing, Please Prepare Me.
Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary,
So if you're standing, don't sit down. If you want to stand, please stand up. You are so welcome to sit down, lie down. If you're at home watching this, be comfy wherever you are. If you're standing, I'm going to invite you to come forward. This is not a performance. No one's going to be watching you. This is not your big audition for Juilliard. This is us being humans together in bodies. And so I'm going to invite you to start and take a deep breath in and raise your arms overhead if that feels good. On your out breath, like you're a horse, big neigh, shake it off. One more, big breath in. Really shake it off on the exhale. One more, make sure you make noise this time, big breath in. That's just to loosen us up. Feel better already? All right, so we're going to start with the tiny dance. The tiny dance is happening all by itself, all the time. That sway that you're already finding yourself doing, right? Your heart beating, the expansion and contraction of your lungs, the rise and fall of your diaphragm, your blood moving in your veins. This is all happening all the time, which means you are dancing all the time, which means you are a dancer. Why? Because you're human. That's why. So start to just make this tiny dance just a little bigger. That might mean a shrug of the shoulders. That might mean a big yawn. Yawning is the best way to switch our bodies right out of the sympathetic nervous system right into parasympathetic, right into relaxed, more easeful, more open to connection. And just keep letting these movements get a little bigger in just the way that feels good to you. So you might want to twist. You might want to bounce a little, start to wake up the joints. You might want to gently let the arms or hands shake. You might want to keep letting go of tension in your face. Yeah. And see what it's like to even just shift your weight from foot to foot. Yeah, to feel how each foot lands on the earth, connecting us again to those roots we were tapped into before. Yeah. And just start to take a little walk and weave through each other, finding the open spaces between each other. And if you're at home, maybe you want to walk through the furniture in your house, through the plants. And as you walk through each other, open your mouth, soften your belly, soften your gaze with which you take in each other. And as you see each other, you could come back to that wish. May you be happy. May you be healthy. Just from your heart to their heart. You don't have to speak it with words. Speak it with your heart. Knowing that their happiness and their health is just as important as your own, or the people you love the most in the world. Yeah. And now find a pause wherever you are. And let's just start to lift our feet and sway together. It doesn't matter which direction you're going. Let's just start to bring the energy up just a little more in our bodies. And the invitation is to listen to your body this entire morning. If I'm doing something that feels like no thanks, you're doing what you're doing. And you're doing not what I'm doing stylistically or appearance-wise. You're doing what you're doing. So let's just find a big body rock and a sway. Just the way the trees move with the wind. Effortless. Effortless sways. Yeah. And let's bring it to the level of the heart. And let's move the energy in our heart. Any stuck energy in our heart, let's free it up. Yeah. Arms up to the sky. Let's open to all the blessings from above. Just let it open. Yeah. Beautiful, everyone. Let's walk it a little up. Let's walk it up towards each other. And let it fall down. Walk it back. Come a little bit more up. Walk it up. Bring a little energy into your legs. Bring it down. Let's do it again. A little more energy in the body, in the legs, in the heart. Bring it down. Yeah. Now let's just flick it out. Flick it out the hands. Flick it out the face. Yeah, we just want to get the energy going here. Let's find a little reach. Let's reach across the body, reaching as if you could share the joy in your heart all the way across the planet, right through your fingertips. Open your mouth. Nothing is fun with a closed mouth. Beautiful. And now walk amongst each other. Find another pair of feet and have a little foot dance with somebody else. Your feet and their feet. Could be 2 of you, could be 3 of you, could be 5 of you. Find some feet. And now find some hands. Let your hands dance together. Beautiful. Find a new partner or 2 partners. Elbows. Let your elbows dance together. Beautiful. Find a new partner and let your knees dance together. Let your knees say hello. Hello. Beautiful. Bring it up a little bit. Oh. All right, let's come back all together. We're going to go from the ground up. Let's start with our feet. Yes. Let your knees really get into it. Beautiful. Let's do hips, side to side hips. Beautiful. Let's do our hearts. Yes. Let's do to the sky. And now let's throw it across the world. Just throw it out. Throw out your energy, your heart, your care, far and wide. Beautiful. Yeah. Let's do a little gathering from the ground. As if you could gather up all that spring, moist, rich, fertile energy. Gather it up. And now turn to someone around you and give it to them. Give away that energy. Beautiful. And now start to gather it down on yourself. Washing you clean. Ready for spring energy. Rinsing off the winter funk. Winter stagnancy. Let's even brush it off. Brush off the winter. Brush off this long, cold winter. And let's start to open to each other and open to the spring. Beautiful. Yeah. Great. And now just take the next 2 minutes and just have what your body wants. Exactly what your body says, yes, please, more, thank you to. Open mouth. Beautiful. Take about 30 more seconds with your full whole body dance. Your eyes, your mouth, your toes, your elbows. Yes. Your breath, your sounds, all of it. And start to slow it down just a little and bring in some of the energy that's flowing around this room. Bring it in so it will sustain you through this next week, through the spring. Start to bring it in. See if there's anywhere on your body that wants a little extra nourishment, a little extra touch or breath from you to you. And really reconnect with those roots down deep. Reconnect with that sense of being anchored to the earth, nourished by the earth. Maybe send in some gratitude down to Mama Earth as she starts her spring blooms into blossoms. And just take a little notice. What does my body feel like right now? Maybe close your eyes if that feels comfortable and safe and balanced. Leave them open. If not, what do I feel like right now inside myself with just 10 minutes of movement? That's all we've done. 10 minutes. What does that feel like inside now? As you keep slowing it down, keep bringing the heart rate down, and come back to that tiny dance we started with where you're feeling your pulse, your breath, your blood flowing, your feet on the earth, your head lifted towards wide open possibility. Again, soften those jaw muscles, open the mouth, soften the belly, don't squeeze it in. And just feel you to you. You to you, but connected with everyone and everything. And we're going to move into a little practice called reverence. And I'm going to ask Brian, my lovely assistant, to come and demonstrate with me what that's going to be. So in a moment, we're going to invite you to form circles of 6 to 10 people. You don't have to count, just guesstimate. And this practice comes from ballet, where it began with thanking the teacher. I teach a class called Dance for Parkinson's. We do this with each other. And this is sort of an embodied namaste, if you've ever done namaste, which is simply saying the light, the sacred, the love in me bows to the light, the sacred, and the love in you. That we are not different. That's what this practice is. And so reverence looks like this. You're going to be in your circle. And because I'm really short, I'm going to go with whoever's the shortest goes first in your circle. And what you're going to do is you're going to turn to the person next to you. You're just going to take a moment to see them and to honor them from the place that is inseparable between you. And then you're going to do a very small bow to each other. And then Brian would turn and do it with his little guy right here. And it will ripple all around the circle until it comes back to the person who began. So go ahead and form a circle. 6 to 10 people. If you're a really big circle, you might want to split into 2. If you're really small, you might want to grab somebody. And then so you are turning to the person next to you, taking a moment, having a bow, and then switching it. Shortest person leads the circle. Take your time. Take your time. Feel your feet. Feel your breath. So you're bowing with the person next to you together at the same time. And it ripples all around the circle until everybody has done it with both sides. Yeah. Really notice how we get to embody inseparability here, that my love and your love are not separate. My wishes for happiness and your wishes for happiness are not separate. Your heart is as big as mine. My care is as deep as yours. When you've gone all the way around the circle, and take your time, just feel what it's like. Just feel what it's like to be with a group of people whose life details you may not know. You might not even know names. And it still doesn't matter. Our love and care are much deeper than that. And when you've gone all the way around the circle, give those hands a squeeze. Release each other. And see if with this tiny dance awareness of your heart, your breath, your blood, you can make your way back to your seat without getting all stuck in the head, without abandoning the experience of embodiment. Oh, never mind. You're going to stay right where you are. You're not going to move. Thank you. So stay right where you are and really just keep that feeling of here I am. Here I am connected to everybody else. Here I am. Thank you.
All that we are resounds in harmony with gratitude for this community. All that we are resounds in harmony with gratitude for this community. All that we are resounds in harmony with gratitude for this community. All that we are resounds in harmony with gratitude for this community. All that we are resounds in harmony with gratitude for this community. All that we are resounds in harmony with gratitude for this community. All that we are resounds in harmony with gratitude for this community. Please join me in singing our closing affirmation. Behind all our differences and beneath our diversity, there is a unity that makes us one, binds us forever together throughout all time, through life and death, and the space between the stars, throughout all time, through life and death, and the space between the stars.
Thank you for being here today, and thank you, Hannah, for leading us once again in such prayerful movement and joyful movement. The words for our benediction were written by Carol Meyer. May we know the fullness of love without fear, and the serenity of peace without turmoil. May we hold one another in the deep and tender places with compassion, and may we grace one another by sharing our own vulnerabilities, being ever mindful of the divinity within that makes soulmates of us all. Our service is ended. Go in peace. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here today.
Man, I probably don't, but just because that's one of the things that's lacking in my neighborhood is coffee shop. I wish I did. We were probably doing right for this. Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, can you get the thing set up?
Yeah. Taking care of
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
joining us, Chad? Yes. Good. Yes, hi. You going to join us? Yes, please do. All right, I want to start. Thank you for being here. By the way, this is the beginning of a really important conversation for religious exploration and just for the whole congregation. It's not the only conversation that's going to happen, but today is a start. So I want to begin with this classic reading of religious education from William Ellery Channing in the early 1800s. The great end in religious instruction is not to stamp our minds upon the young, but to stir up their own. Not to make them see with our eyes, but to look inquiringly and steadily with their own. Not to give them a definite amount of knowledge, but to inspire a fervent love of truth. Not to form an outward regularity, but to touch inward springs. Not to bind them by ineradicable prejudices to our particular sect or particular notions, but prepare them for impartial conscientious judging of whatever subjects may be offered to their decision. Not to burden the memory, but to quicken and strengthen the power of thought. Not to impose religion upon them in the form of arbitrary rules, but to awaken the conscience, the moral discernment. In a word, the great end is to awaken the soul, to excite and cherish spiritual life. That's great stuff. Right? That is to me, that is the essence of the philosophy we are after when we think about what kind of religious thinking we are hoping to encourage in our children, right? We're not here to stamp ourselves, we're here to wake them up and let them, we are fierce believers in self-determination, right? So just a couple of things, I'm just going to walk through this first page with you. With the imminent departure of Aaron Kenworthy, our director of the children's program, we are in need of a deep and wide conversation at this congregation about, and my choice of words here is very intentional, about the future of family inclusion, family ministry, and the programming for children and youth. Right? It's not just the program, it's not just the religious education program, it's how we do family ministry, right? How we think about family ministry. We're going to come back to that in a little bit. I do believe in that middle paragraph there, we offer something precious and rare for children growing up in this world that is changing faster than any of us can keep up with. Right? Faster than any of us can keep up with. I can't keep up with it. Even my kids who are in their 20s feel bewildered and lost by the world that they're living in. And they grew up in this congregation. I think the core values, the unity that makes us one, which I also kind of think of as radical inclusion, right? All souls are sacred and worthy. The life skills of community and covenant and respect, self-determination, goodwill, religious pluralism. I am not aware of